What is up, ninjas? My name is Sam World, and it's currently the holiday season here in the US. We got Thanksgiving around the corner this Thursday, and then obviously we got Christmas, so I'm in like hibernation mode already, like but I still want to get some videos out to you guys, so that kind of explains why today's video is a little short. But today, guys, we're going to be talking about how to make your wubs have more movement to them or sound a little bit more interesting. And this is going to be more for like the night bass producer, the bass house producer, the G house producer that just wants to add movement to the sound. Now, this technique is something I believe a lot of dubstep guys already know and do a lot in their own sound design. But however, if we kind of limit it a bit and don't go a little too crazy with what we're going to be doing in the EQ, then we can also get a bit better movement and make the sounds sound a little bit more interesting when you're making your own wubs for your G house, tech house, bass house, Latina house type of tracks. As always, guys, if you want to support my channel, best way to do it is at evilsounds.com. That's where you can find a lot of my sound design work. I will be having a Black Friday sale, and I also have a night bass pack coming out in mid-December, so make sure to be on the lookout for those, guys. And let's get started with this video. Happy holidays if I don't see you after this video. Alright, guys, and welcome inside of Ableton. Now, adding a bit of movement to a wub, obviously, you know, a wub is movement. It's the sound going from 0 up, the filter moving from close to open and whatnot. But there's still one more way to make it more interesting, make the wubs more interesting, and that is to add movement utilizing EQ notches. Now, inside of Serum, you can also find some cool filters, which are called the multi, which are similar to what we can do inside of the EQ. It's just it's easier to get this effect with the EQ because you have a little bit more control. However, if you want to do it with the filter, that is totally fine as well. So in the multi feature, you're going to find essentially two filters combined, like a low pass and a high pass put together, which you can use to make a band pass or whatnot. You can also find a band pass and a peak and vice versa. So the purpose of these guys is actually to add movement to the sound. So here we have a notch and a band pass, and we can do a lot with this. So here we have a basic saw. Now, if we run it through this band pass, we can kind of do some cool stuff. Let's put the level down and bring it up as well, and then just move it like so. Envelope mode on. Now, if I get rid of the filter, you get a cleaner sound, but you also lose that interesting kind of movement that it has. We can now switch from there. And then we can also move that frequency one at the bottom. Now we can kind of have a peak, and you can kind of hear he's like, yo, Sen, it's starting to sound more dubstepy. So the multi, I feel like, is really good with dubstep type kind of stuff, or if you want to combine two filters, but it's also good to add movement to a sound, because now from there I can distort, and you guys kind of get the drift. We'll use another filter to, as a low pass, and let's put a bit of reverb at the end. Okay, so now if I get rid of this, kind of see the vibe that it creates, especially with that distortion coming in afterwards. Basic, and now, okay, now you might not like the resonance on that, so you can always lower. You can mess with it to get a cool vibe. Now let's put it in the theme of today's video. We can go with like maybe you know, an add second here, which creates more of a wub. Let's not distort. You get more of an interesting vibe with this on, because now when we're moving the cutoff, we're kind of boosting the mid-lows as well on it here with the resonance. And there's nothing wrong with this sound. This is great. Very basic kind of night bassy sound, but once we add that filter, we get a bit more movement. A little bit more dirt because we're boosting in certain parts, moving as well, and the distortion is reacting differently to that. Okay. Now, if I start to go here and FM, we can do a lot of cool stuff. Check it out. And we'll plus. Now, let's assume that we don't want to do that. We're just like, you know what, Sen, I just want to do it with the EQ. Then you can also do. What we can do is then just go here, do some boost, and this is all about fun here because you just experiment. We can maybe boost that up and move this to the right, making the EQ again dance. Let's do like a little notch at the end, get rid of some of the highs, but do it with style so that. Let's move it like so. Now from there we can put a sub, obviously, so it goes with it, so we got more low.
and you can kind of see the difference that it makes. Just that little bit of movement we get from it is enough to me to go like, wow, that sounds a little bit more interesting now. If I get rid of it, a bit basic, but now it has a little bit more of a tasteful vibe to it. I don't know, for some reason that just makes Wubs sound interesting for me. It's something I figured out by watching other people's work when it came to sound design for dubstep and some certain Wubs that I heard. I always like to support sound designers' work that I really like, where I'm like, wow, this has some very interesting sounds I could learn from. So this is something I learned on how to make your Wubs more interesting, just adding movement with the EQ or utilizing the multi-feature inside of Serum. Now, there's so much more to this, of course, and if you're trying to make more dubsteppy growls and whatnot, this is definitely the way to go. But in order for night bass to work in this manner, you don't want to go too crazy, but just enough where you hear a change and it makes your sound, your wub, a little bit more interesting. With that being said, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Hopefully it's not snake oil for you. I definitely believe in utilizing the EQ this way, and you will see a lot of that in a new sound set I'm releasing soon, probably like in late December, mid-December, which is going to be night bass related. I already have a bunch of wubs utilizing this technique, but try it yourselves out. Hopefully you guys like it, and I'll catch you guys next time. You guys take care, and you guys have an amazing day.